Kenya and almost every African country was birthed by the ending of empire. Our borders were not of our own drawing. They were drawn in the distant colonial metropoles of London, Paris, and Lisbon, with no regard for the ancient nations that they cleaved apart. Today, across the border of every single African country live our countrymen with whom we share deep historical, cultural, and linguistic bonds. At independence, had we chosen to pursue states on the basis of ethnic, racial, or religious homogeneity, we would still be waging bloody wars these many decades later. Instead, we agreed that we would settle for the borders that we inherited. But we would still pursue continental political, economic, and legal integration. Rather than form nations that looked ever backwards into history with a dangerous nostalgia, we chose to look forward to a greatness none of our many nations and peoples had ever known. We chose to follow the rules of the Organization of African Unity and the United Nations Charter, not because our borders satisfied us, but because we wanted something greater, forged in peace. We believe that all states formed from empires that have collapsed or retreated have many peoples in them yearning for integration with peoples in neighboring states. This is normal and understandable. After all, who does not want to be joined to their brethren and to make common purpose with them? However, Kenya rejects such a yearning from being pursued by force. We must complete our recovery from the embers of dead empires in a way that does not plunge us back into new forms of domination and oppression. We rejected irredentism and expansionism on any basis, including racial, ethnic, religious, or cultural factors. We reject it again today.
We call it global climate change, and it is, but it affects each of us no matter where we live, in your city, your town, or your farm. Climate change is having its effect.
The more people we are on the planet, the less resources there are for each of us.
In my lifetime, we've eradicated 2/3 of wildlife on planet Earth. Almost like a mind-boggling scale of loss of life.
The Colorado River is drying up. We use and discard so much plastic into the world that it finds its way into our food chain.
Joshua Tree National Park. In the next century, all of this could disappear.
Sounds grim? Well, it kind of is.
I want to build a compost site and help that community stand on their feet. That's what Compost Power is about. It's about just giving the power to the people.
I think really we are in the situation that Noah was in. And the question now is, what can we say?
How else can I give back? How else can I make my energy matter?
We as tribal people, we're very dedicated to our homelands.
If we can live in harmony with nature, then we are able to harness nature for these paradigm-shifting solutions.
We need to preserve our soil. I mean, the good news is we can build it.
Only what you love would you protect, and only what you learn about can you come to love.